This is your moment.
Shut up. Major League Baseball mourns the death of star pitcher Jose Fernandez, and we make our way too early Heisman predictions for 2016. All this and more up next on Sports Weekly.
She was somber.
You are tuned into Black Hollywood Live, Sports Weekly.
Dang.
Caroline.
Oh, we got the lights and everything.
What is this?
Do you know this song?
We're lit on.
What is it?
This is me and Charlie's song. This is our
That's
thing.
their pick. I had really
Do y'all know
song.
this
You probably
song?
liked it.
Watch this. What?
Bro.
Fuck you thought. Hey guys, welcome to Sports Weekly. We're putting Josh and Raina on to the new hit music because they don't know. They don't know Caroline, guys. Every Thursday night, 7 o'clock, your favorite sports squad in the world. I'm Erica Davis. You can find me on Snapchat, Periscope, not really, Twitter and Insta Story at Erica Renee D.
Hey guys, this is Charlie Myers. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Charlie L. Myers.
What's up, guys? You can find me in St. Louis rolling on the smoking. I'm just kidding. No. You can find me on social media at JJ the Talented.
Hey guys, I'm Raina. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and I was on Periscope today, but I didn't get any love. It's okay. Raina
Instagram is dead.
I know, Instagram killed Snapchat and Periscope.
Periscope is dead. That's what I meant.
Exactly. And as
R.I.P.
always, follow all things Black Hollywood Live on BlackHollywoodLive.com. Follow Black Hollywood Live on Twitter at BHL Online, and follow us on Instagram at The Sports Weekly. Before we jump into the show, I do want to talk about breaking news today was Josh Gordon.
See that?
Putting himself in the rehab facility and taking himself off the Browns roster. Which,
This guy.
What did you say, Josh?
This guy.
This guy.
We picked that to happen for him. I feel like a couple.
I don't know. We just go back and
feel
forth
like
so
we
much with
did.
him.
I just, that boy just, he needs to take a break. Just take a break.
taking a
That's what
break.
he's
But-
He's taking 3 breaks. I don't think he's gonna come back anymore.
And, he had so much potential. It's just sad to.
I feel like you guys are judging him now.
I'm judging him.
being
It is what it
judgy.
is. The guy
Yeah.
is very talented.
Yeah.
And it
There's
seems
no
like
judgment
he's
here.
got issues. There's no judgment.
Well, I commend him for
I
Right,
think
Raina?
that's a good move for him.
right, because he could be like Johnny Manziel in it and just stay on the roster and
Go back to school.
mess up
He
cap
doesn't have
space.
Johnny Manziel money.
Well,
He can't afford to do that.
But I'm just saying, you know how some athletes who need help don't proactively seek help for themselves. They just stay on the roster, eat at the cap space, get arrested, get put in jail, whatever, and don't take the responsible course of action. And I think that Josh Gordon is doing the right thing.
Yeah.
I commend him for that. Haters.
Hate. We gotta be haters.
Yeah, you're a hater.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, on a somber note, Jose Fernandez, you guys, has passed away. One of the top major league pitchers died at a boating accident on early Sunday morning. It was sad to say the least. I am a huge fan of baseball and of Jose Fernandez. I have watched him since he came from Cuba over to the U.S., and to see this is shocking, to say the least. It is something that I was hoping wouldn't happen in a large scale for a long time. I know a couple years back, one of the St. Louis Cardinals passed away as well in a car accident, and he was, I think, a Cuban player as well. So that was a very sad thing. But I wanted to get your guys' reaction to the death. And there's a lot of developing stories that are coming out right now that are shocking to say the least. And I just want to get your reaction on the initial breaking news.
My initial reaction was no judgment, but it's game day. You know, why are you out partying? I mean, I'm not saying they were like partying or drinking or anything, because they don't have any toxicology reports or anything, and there were no drugs or alcohol found at the scene as far as we know. But still, you're on a boat at 2:00 in the morning on a game day. That was honestly my first reaction.
Okay.
So, I mean, of course, my heart, my prayers definitely go out to the families. But to answer your question, first reaction, why are you on a speedboat a few hours before you play?
Yeah, I mean, to defend him, and then, again, I don't know exactly what was happening, but they've ruled out that he was partying that night. Yes, it was 3 a.m., and we're going to get into that a little bit more, but... I don't
mean partying like, oh, we're getting drunk or we're like doing drugs. I just mean... why are you on the water that late at night, that early
exactly.
morning. That's all I'm saying.
I'm curious about that too.
Okay.
I mean, it is peculiar to say the least. But what do you guys feel about it?
My initial reaction is that it's a very sad story. I don't pretend to know baseball well enough to know who this player. I really didn't know Jose Fernandez, and he's a 2-time All-Star. But it's a sad story whenever anyone dies, and so especially an athlete who a lot of fans loved, especially in Miami and Cuba, who had a good interaction with his fans, had a good rapport with his fans. It seems like he made a big impact so early on and so young that my initial reaction is very sad when that happens, and I hope that the fans can heal, the family can heal, and we can really figure out what happened that night or morning.
Yeah.
It was very emotional. I mean, as just like Josh, I don't really follow baseball, but as soon as I heard about this, I went into deeper research just to see what kind of person he was. And the videos were so touching just to see how much he impacted his teammates as well. Like they had, I think it was Gordon who hit a home run off like his first hit, and it was just so emotional. I was in tears. But there's also, I think what touched me the most is his impact with the Cuban community and how, like, his story to come to America. He tried 3 times and he made it. And when I saw a video of his grandmother coming to see him for the first time. And that was just, you could just see that his family and his Cuban community, that was something that he really held as very important to him. So it's very emotional just to see all of that, all of those videos, and my heart and prayers go out to the Fernandez family.
Yeah, I mean, outside of the baseball, outside of baseball in general, I know you guys don't know much about him and what he did. He was known for going out and doing stuff for his community. He was known to going to Cuba for random trips just to sign baseballs for little kids. There's a video that just came up, and it shows him, a little kid was like crying because they wanted to meet him, and he kneeled down and he signed an autograph, and then he asked for the little kid's autograph as well, and he tore it off and took it. That's the kind of person that he was. I didn't know him personally, but through videos and the way that he portrayed himself and the way that he played the game, it is sad that we've lost this light in baseball, and it is definitely missed. You can see it, like you said, in D. Gordon and Stanton. They were all crying. They truly were friends with this guy. It's one of those things that, not only for the Miami Marlins team, they were in contention this year. They just got eliminated literally 2 days ago. They were almost going to make it into the wild card team. So I'm curious to see what would have happened if it would have happened.
It's hard to bounce back.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to bounce back. And again, I don't think they would have made it into the playoffs, but he was doing great this year. He was one of the names to be the Cy Young this year. He still is, which is crazy. But yeah, I mean, some of his major things that he did. So this year, he was 16-8 with a 2.86 ERA with 253 strikeouts. That's incredible for even not even finishing the year.
Yeah.
And throughout his career, he was 38-17 with a 2.38 ERA, which is even better than his initial year. This year, he had 589 strikeouts total, only 4 years. He was Rookie of the Year in 2013. He was an All-Star in 2013 and 2016, a 4-time Player of the Week, and a 3-time Player of the Month. That is, again, 4 years. That is incredible, you guys. I know I'm beating this to a dead horse, but I want you guys to know that this player is great, and he was great, and I was looking forward to seeing him in the future. I personally think that he was better than Clayton Kershaw. That is my opinion. But
Clayton Kershaw is what, 2 years older than he is?
Yes.
2 years older.
Yes. He had a incredible slider that if you look, I don't know if he has one of the most popular memes out there. Did you guys remember the meme where it seems like somebody hits the ball and then he catches it?
It really quickly.
Yeah, really quickly.
And he was like,
yeah.
Like, the batter's like, did you catch that? And he's just like,
yes.
Yeah, I did.
And he played with that joy. Like look at the picture that we have up right now. Like, he played with so much joy in every single game. Now, with all of the accolades and all the things that he accomplished, I do have to ask the question, what was he doing at 3 a.m. on a boat on a Saturday night or Sunday morning?
Again, I know that as kids, he's a kid, 24 years old.
24.
I mean, that's a kid, and I think about all the stupid things I did when I was in college. A little bit younger than 24, of course, in college, but even when I was out of college. I mean, Raina, you're still pretty much that young, so you might still do that kind of
I'm
crazy
grown
stuff.
now.
I mean, but it's okay. Youth is a good thing. It's a good thing. But I'm thinking to myself, the kinds of ridiculously stupid, reckless things I did at that age. So I can only imagine. I know they found the autographed baseballs, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that alludes to anything suspicious or that, makes him complicit in something illegal or shady, like doing something across borders. I know that's what some of the media outlets are trying to allude to. I can't go there because I don't know enough about his background, and also I don't want to stereotype.
No.
As a black woman in America, I don't want to be the one to be like, oh yeah, he's Cuban, he's probably doing something shady. I'm not even trying to go there. I just think I'm going to put it at this, 24 years old with some other younger 20-year-old guys being stupid late at night.
Yeah.
You make stupid decisions when you're young like that, and sometimes you don't live to see the next day, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, we can only speculate. I mean, who's to say that he hasn't done that other games and come out striking out everyone he's up against?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
We really don't know.
He's definitely done this in the past because, again, if you're going at 3 a.m. on a boat,
you've done that.
Yeah,
before.
you've done it before.
Yeah.
Unless we get someone who has firsthand knowledge and it appears that everyone there at the scene is deceased. I don't know if we'll ever know. We can just speculate, but hopefully the picture will come together and make things clearer. But I want to believe, based on his fans and his teammates, that he's a good guy until proven otherwise. So I'm not going to go and pretend to speculate and say that he was doing something illegal like Erica. But I think when it comes to the balls, the signed balls, and I think he had a game check.
No, he had his checks signed to Jose Fernandez.
Okay, because my theory, and correct me if I'm wrong, Charlie, because you know a whole lot more about baseball, but Cuban players, Dominican players, a lot of times they have help in getting into the United States.
Correct.
And I think with Yasiel Puig there was something where he has to pay or had to pay.
Yes.
I guess his handlers are those who helped him get into the States. I don't know if that's the case with Jose Fernandez, but a lot of times with these players, they are paying people. They're getting paid and they're paying their way for allowing for people helping them get into the country. So who's to say he wasn't doing something, some kind of payoff, or maybe something where maybe there's an exchange across borders with someone to help someone in his country or Cuba. So it could be something like that.
Yeah, I actually totally agree with you. That's actually what I think he was doing. I think that he had good intentions. I think that he was going to Cuba. I think that he brought the balls so he could give it out to kids or whoever, and then he owed somebody money, or he wanted to do a deal with somebody or something along those lines, and that's why he brought a check. Again, not speaking badly about him, because he is an amazing and always will be an amazing player. With that said,
and one of the guys who was with him is who's a friend of his was a financial advisor for Wells Fargo.
Yes.
So someone probably who could have been a business partner or someone who manages the money.
And to answer your question, all Cuban players, initially, if you sign them, you're paying double. So you sign them for $10 million, you're technically paying $10 to Cuba to get them over back. To get them into the U.S.
Yeah, because I wondered if he had to make his way here, how was he able to go back to Cuba and not get
exactly
get stuck there?
Yeah, one of the stories as I did my research too, after the news broke, was about how he saved his mom's life when they were trying to get to America, and he heard splashing in the water outside of his bedroom window, I believe.
Yeah, and he didn't even know it was her.
And jumped into the water to save a stranger, but it ended up being his mom. And when you see his mom and his abuelita in the stands, it's just, again, such a beautiful picture of family. And I like, this is Jose's story, to me, comes at a perfect time during this nasty election where you have a candidate who is anti-immigration, anti-immigration and just anti-anything ethnic. And to look at Jose's story of defecting and trying again, and then coming to America and bringing his mom and bringing his grandmother and becoming a success story, he is the quintessential picture of what America can continue to be as we allow our borders to be open to other kinds of people. Remember that as you vote.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. The last little thing I said on here is, do you think he's going to win the Cy Young? I have to say that he is not.
No.
He probably won't. Again, he was 16-8, but there are Scherzinger is probably going to win the Cy Young for Scherzer. Thank you. Is going to win the NL. So with that, again, it doesn't take away from what he was, but
I think they might make an award after him though. Maybe they have a Jose Fernandez award to a rookie or someone that has only been in the league for a few years.
They retired his number right next to Jackie Robinson.
Did they officially retire it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think that could probably be an award that they can make up in his honor because of such an impact that he made as a player, but also as a teammate and also in the community. Fans love him, so I think that could be a possibility.
Last little tidbit on it: my heart goes out to his family and his girlfriend and his future children, a child, I should say.
Yeah.
Oh, she's pregnant.
Right.
She's pregnant, 4 months pregnant, and
The pictures today, People Magazine released the pictures online too.
it is, yeah.
Makes you think.
Prayers.
Okay.
Enough of that somber stuff.
All right. I guess a lighter note, Heisman Watch 2016 for all you college football fans. That will be me.
She wakes up. Guys, before this, let me tell you, Erica wakes up stressing out over the Georgia games. Swear. Just tweet her.
Yeah.
First thing in the morning, she thinks of are my dogs going to win today?
I do.
So if you guys don't follow her on Instagram, you need to, because I've come to the conclusion that Erica is an old man just watching the game. You got these goddamn kids that don't even know how to play football. Oh yeah, you're not go down and sick 'em. That's pretty. Yeah,
that's accurate.
Yeah, pretty accurate.
That's me all day Saturday, every Saturday. So yes, follow me on Insta story at Erica Renee D. You'll be entertained or annoyed, either one. It's interesting. Heisman Watch 2016. Whenever I watch pundits and talking heads make these predictions, I'm always thinking to myself, it's way too early because the Heisman race is really open up until the very last week of college football season because you never know who's going to get hurt, who's going to get fired, who's going to go from the top of the rankings to out of the rankings. But just for shits and giggles, for lack of a better word, I want to talk a little bit about who you guys like right now for the Heisman. There are a few that are top contenders: Deshaun Watson, J.T. Barrett from Ohio State, of course Lamar Jackson from Louisville, Christian McCaffrey. So just give me a little tidbits about who you guys think at this point in the season. If we were given the Heisman tonight, who would you give it to?
Mine would have to be Lamar Jackson. He's 61% this year, and he has 8 touchdowns with only 2 interceptions. He has rushing yards of, I believe, 464 with 10 rushing yards. Am I wrong in that?
Well, so Lamar Jackson at this point has 25 touchdowns for the season.
That's right.
25 touchdowns for this season.
That's right. You're right.
Literally, he scores 4 touchdowns in every quarter.
Right. Well, 6 TDs a game.
Yeah.
That is.
And he has more than 116 schools. Is that what that was? Is that the
statistic? His passer rating is better than what's the 131 FBS schools. So
we're on the same page. I just can't think of it. Yes.
So Lamar Jackson's statistics are literally off the chart. So you would give him the Heisman.
Yeah. Right now, it's only week 3, but I would have to give it to him.
It's like a video game. He's like Steph Curry of college football.
That's true.
Except he wins when it matters.
Ooh.
Oh.
Damn.
She called us.
Somebody angry.
Oh, I can't wait till the Clippers play.
Speaking of, did you get a side note on that?
Paul Pierce?
No.
Super team?
The picture day when
the picture on the back where it shows him and Kevin Durant, and it said we both lost at 1-3 or 3-1 or something along those lines. It's hilarious.
We lost a 3-1 lead.
That's right.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
And
Hilarious.
J.R. Smith was petty and liked it, and
Of course he did. Anyways, sorry. Sad note.
Lamar Jackson. I agree with you, Charlie. Lamar Jackson. Yeah, that's my pick. The guy, he can kill you over the air, kill you on the ground.
He can.
Both ways. If he continues like he's doing, he's got a big game this weekend too.
They play Clemson.
Against Clemson.
They play Clemson,
So
yeah.
both teams are undefeated in overall play and in conference play at this point. It's like 1 or 2 games in, but yeah, it's going to be big. I think I might even watch that game.
You should. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like,
I think I'm gonna watch that game.
I think I might watch
that. That is
that
my
game.
pick. Lamar Jackson.
okay. You got Lamar Jackson too right
Going
now?
with the boys. Yep.
Oh really?
And then
Okay.
my pick last time we did this last year was, but I think it was in the tail end of the year, was Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
He was a runner-up.
My pick was
Ended up being a
Deshaun.
runner-up.
Okay.
Yeah, and he didn't get it either.
He didn't get it either.
Derrick Henry ended up winning. I forgot
Yes.
who I picked. I think I don't know.
You picked Derrick Henry.
But when
You're
but Christian
usually right.
McCaffrey,
I'd be knowing.
McCaffrey set his bar so high last year. I
He did.
think with breaking Barry Sanders' record, it's hard to top that.
Well, and I was going to piggyback off of that. Christian McCaffrey right now is second in the country in all-purpose yards, and you're right. It will be tough for him to top himself from last year. And also, that's what's going to work against him is that again, Pac-12 football games, big Pac-12 football games do start so late. When it comes to Heisman voters, oftentimes they're asleep. Even when we're watching games on the West Coast at 10:45, I'm like, this game is still on.
Yep.
So oftentimes. Writers and people who have the votes are not watching Christian McCaffrey play, but they do. He has a big game tomorrow night. They play Washington. Stanford's number 7 right now. Washington's number 10. So this will be a big statement game because a lot of their other top opponents have fallen off. Notre Dame fell off. UCLA's fallen off. USC is out of the picture. So now that Stanford's played those teams and those teams aren't as good as we thought they were gonna be, it could make his case a little bit weaker. But I would give the Heisman right now to Christian McCaffrey.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I love Lamar Jackson. I love a quarterback who's agile, who can pass and who can run. And Lamar Jackson definitely personifies the quintessential college quarterback who can win you a title. But I feel like Christian McCaffrey, again, has so many things working against him. That they play so late, that he's not in an SEC, East Coast country, and he's a white boy. So,
Now again, correct me if I'm wrong because I'm not too familiar with it, but is the last time that happened, was it with RG3?
What do you mean?
As far as like doing successful as a quarterback, it not being in the big scheme of things.
Well, Baylor's a Big 12 school.
Okay.
So and they're a Power 5 school. So they are a part of the Power 5 conferences. So and so is Stanford.
Okay.
So I'm not because obviously Stanford has an impeccable athletic program from basketball to tennis to football, but. Again, it's not about them not being Power 5. It's about them playing so late. That's what
but you mean to tell me that people who vote for this award aren't doing their due diligence to stay up and watch it, or at least look at the stat line the next day?
If you even listen to Colin Cowherd in the mornings, I love Colin. Colin's my best friend in my mind. He will tell you. He will say, "I watch the highlights because the games are so late." Now he's on the West Coast, so I'm sure he probably watches a little bit more West Coast football than he used to before he moved to the West Coast. But yeah, a lot of times they just watch the highlights, and you don't get the real feel and the passion.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't.
Yeah, well,
you guys are professionals, and this is what you're supposed to do.
There's a
this
bias.
season.
There's a bias against those late games. There really is, and I feel like that does hurt Christian McCaffrey. But he would be my Heisman. I would give him my Heisman tonight, just off of principle, because I feel that he deserved it last year, even though I knew he wasn't going to win because he's not an SECer. But Lamar Jackson, wink, wink. I really do like him too, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys, that's my college football. Go Dogs Sick, and we have a big game this week. We
There
play
it is.
Tennessee.
Go
Guys, we play Tennessee. I know this is not on the rundown, but we play Tennessee. And I'm nervous. Every time Tennessee scores a touchdown, you can roll your eyes if you want to. Every time Tennessee scores a touchdown, they play Rocky Top. So just pay attention. You'll hear them. They'll say, "Good old Rocky Top, woo, Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, you will always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, woo."
Oh, okay.
I enjoyed that.
Right.
I really did.
What is Rocky Top?
Rocky Top is that describes the mountainous country of Tennessee. And at UGA, when I was in school, our coaches would play Rocky Top in the weight room for the football players all week long to make them annoyed. So they would be like, "Listen, you hear this shit all week. We better not hear this shit this weekend." I'm done.
Wow. Fun fact of the day. Well, coming away from football into basketball, we have some NBA updates. Just recently, Chris Bosh
Done, son.
is done for this season due to failing a physical due to his blood clots. So,
Is that serious?
yes. So,
Yeah.
Miami Heat cut ties with him. Pat Riley made a statement saying it's not likely for Bosch to return. And Bosch is obviously upset. He feels that he is able to play. He's very competitive. But doctors are saying, no, it's pretty risky for him to play. So do you agree with the Heat leaning towards ending their ties with Bosch? Or do you think it's time for him to retire?
End it, because it's a serious ailment. Any one of those blood clots can get dislodged and end up, in your lungs, and you could die from it.
Yep.
The Heat don't want to be liable for that happening during a game, during practice, or during any kind of team activity. So yeah, if they feel that as a health reason, on health principles, they should cut ties with him and business reasons, then that's the decision they made it, and I agree with it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but I see both sides. Bosch won 2 championships with them, with the Big Three, and I feel like the Heat panicked when they saw that LeBron James went over to Cleveland. They were like, oh, crap, what are we going to do? Let's sign Bosch. And they owe him, how much was it?
$76 million.
$76 million, which is insane.
For a 45-year-old.
But I also fear for Bosch's health. I mean, I get it. You're a competitor. You want to play, but you have children. You have a wife. Like, just give it up. You've done great. Just take the money and run. Take the money and run.
Ooh.
But at the same time, I think that he will play again. I think that he's going to play, and I think that the Raptors are going to pick him up. I think that he's going to go back to the Raptors. That's just my opinion.
Have not cleared him, right?
Not the Miami Heat doctors have not cleared him, and I have
Third
empathy.
party.
And then he fired his agent today.
Just today,
Yeah.
20
Even
hours.
his agent doesn't want to try to get him more.
No.
Well, see, here's my thing. Like,
a liability.
I empathize with him because I'm fiercely competitive myself, so I can only
I get it.
imagine having played the sport all these years. This is the only thing that that makes you feel whole and productive, and someone's taking this away from you. But if you listen to the talking heads, everyone's asking the question, well, will another team's doctor clear him to play? So if that is even a possibility that Chris Bosh could get cleared by another team, that makes me think that it's not just about the blood clots in Miami. No. That it's about him being older, that it's about them trying to rebuild, that it's about them trying to get him medically disabled so they won't have to pay him as much money.
Yep,
because
could be.
Because if the conversation is even out in the universe that maybe another team's doctors could clear him, then that means that there's a possibility he could get cleared. So a lot of people I've heard say that Pat Riley's being shady by announcing that they're cutting ties with Chris Bosh, knowing how passionately that Chris Bosh still wants to be a part of the team and be a part of the NBA. But Pat Riley was like, D-Wade, bye. Chicago, take him. Like,
yeah, the Big Three's done.
They're done.
Yeah, they're done. So there's no way for them to move into the future unless they dump it out.
Get that money off of their books. And that's what I think is more about the money than it is about the blood clots from a business perspective. That's what I really think.
So I am going to go with Charlie. I think that he is very competitive, and it sucks, when your identity, basketball, is no longer with you because of these blood clots. But he does need to think about his family. He has younger kids. I think his wife just had twins.
Exactly.
And they have like 5 kids, I believe. So it's. I feel like at this point, it's like, okay, I need to be smart, and I need to be here for my wife and my 5 babies. I think that he reached that point. Yes, get a second opinion. But one thing that I wanted to notice from statnews.com, there's 5 things that we need to know about blood clots. Blood clots are often misdiagnosed, especially in athletes. Athletes are at higher risk for blood clots.
So they're misdiagnosed in athletes, but athletes are at higher risk.
At high risk, yeah.
Okay.
Treating DVT is not easy and often leads to problems afterwards. It may be harder to get back on the court with clots than a concussion. And for weekend warriors, blood clots are preventable, aka for those who don't really do anything.
3 out of 5 reasons why the Miami Heat made a good decision.
Yeah.
And I think that as a coach, you're at risk for his life. As a doctor, you're at risk for his life. If something can happen on the court, you cleared him, that could be on you. So
Right.
I think that it was a smart move for the Heat to tell Bosh, I'm sorry, we can't. We respect you and love you, but unfortunately, like this is
See, I
it's
think it also
dangerous.
depends on the severity of the clots. I mean, we're obviously none of us are doctors. Maybe we are. Maybe we could be doctors when we leave here. But apparently, Chris Bosh was meeting with, I cannot remember the hockey player's name, but there's a hockey player who's currently in the league who also has blood clots. And Chris Bosh, he was using that hockey player's doctor's counsel, because this particular hockey player has blood clots too, and he's back on the ice. And hockey is a very physical contact sport. I mean, and they're on ice. So again, if Chris Bosh is exploring all these avenues, there's something else going on than just the blood
I
clots.
just feel like everyone's different, though.
That's true.
You can't think
That's
that
true.
because he's making it and he's still playing, I could play too. You never
That's true.
know.
And when you have a diagnosis like that, you want to grasp at something positive
True.
amongst all the 10 other negatives against you, and you'll say, well, he's doing it, so I can do it too.
I like I said, I see both sides. I get it. They're trying to grow a young base in the Heat, and Bosh is old. And
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah,
But
bye.
young,
Back to
in
Felicia.
life. So, take the money and live the rest of your life. Man, you got buku bucks.
And even if you
Yeah.
want to be involved with basketball, you still can. I mean, I feel like former NBA players have a high chance
Yeah.
of becoming coaches, or trainers, or even scouts. They have
Scouts, yeah.
they have a high chance to be
That's
involved
true.
with the game, which is great. I feel like a lot of athletes, if they can't play anymore, that's what they want to
what
do.
By the way,
They can talk about it too.
Fisher
Derek
just came to Derek Fisher. He just became an analyst. Did you guys see that?
Oh.
Yeah.
I think he's better off as an analyst.
Yeah, but
Personally.
Wow.
Wasn't he trying to make a comeback, though?
Huh?
He was trying to make a comeback.
No, he was
Yeah.
coaching.
He was
Yeah.
no,
No,
yeah,
after
he
the
was
coaching.
he was
This is
training
like
to
a
make a
month and a
comeback.
half
Get out of here.
Well,
Yeah.
it wasn't
God,
like
give me a
announced,
break.
but I saw him like working out on and I think somebody recorded it on Instagram and like, oh, he's making a comeback. But I think he was just trying to get his basketball fix in for the day.
What about K Jizzle?
KG, Kevin Garnett announced his retirement,
I know,
and
he's like
Big
a 200-year-old dinosaur.
I love KG. He was actually, fun fact, I begged my dad for his shoes. He was the first NBA player shoes that I had, by the way. Kevin Garnett,
Was that Reebok or Nike?
it was Nike.
now I
It
gotta
was
look.
Nike.
Now I gotta look it up.
I have to, they're blue. They're like neon, like this shiny blue and black. I thought it was so
I
fly.
love KG and Starberry, Stephon Marbury. Remember that combination?
yeah.
That was a hot
Starberry.
combination for a little bit.
But Kevin Garnett, I mean, my memory with Garnett, I think it's just the trash talking. I think him and Gary Payton brought that trash talking to the game that made it so fun to watch him just compete that way. And yeah, so when he announced it, I was like, oh, another legend. Tim
Yeah.
Duncan, Kobe, and Kevin Garnett.
Dang.
That's rough.
Tim
Gone.
Duncan.
I'm like you. I don't have a gameplay memory, but I have characteristics of Kevin Garnett that I admire are his tenacity, like his trash talk, but also that he would get down on defense.
No?
They're a blue and they're like a shiny blue and no, I have to find them.
try again.
I have to find them.
But that he would get in your
No, I have
face
them.
on defense and he would hit the floor. Remember, he hit the floor and like get up in that defensive
he
pose
would.
and really take it to your defense. I like that. And I used to wear like a rubber band like him.
Maybe it wasn't
like a rubber
necessarily
band.
his shoe, but he wore them. I know that for a fact.
I liked, I just moved out here or just started visiting here when those 2 years back to back when Lakers and the Celtics were playing. And at that point, I didn't have an NBA team. That was before I was introduced to the best team in the NBA, the Clippers. So I was following Doc Rivers and Paul Pierce, and I
You was on the bandwagon.
I really feel. Well, also my girlfriend who introduced me to the Clippers is from Boston. Her dad, fun fact, is the drummer from the band Boston. Oh, what a feeling, that band. So anyway, so my friend AJ introduced me to the Clippers, but at that time she was in Boston, whatever, and I was watching that series, and I really fell in love with the camaraderie between him and Pierce and Rondo and Doc. Those were two back-to-back finals that I really enjoyed. Those are my.
I actually
my
was
memories.
I was a fan of him when he was with the Timberwolves. I really liked that team when he was there. I know that he got traded and all that good stuff, but I feel like
Sam Mitchell too.
yeah, they definitely had that. Yeah, I feel like I started watching because of him. I was like, oh, he's a really good player. I want to watch.
Fun young player.
Yeah, he was very, very good with them, and of course he was good with the Celtics as well. But
He was just a different type of player back in the day. Just you're that tall, you can handle the ball, you can shoot. You're such
And
a
thin,
mismatch.
and he was so like
thin.
and so he wasn't like a.
Exciting.
like a big baby Davis. That's not a good.
Right.
That's not a good analogy. But you
But
know,
a
like
bigger, thicker player.
right?
Yeah.
He's like a ballerina almost on
Like
the court. Very graceful.
Durant, I would say.
Like
Okay,
a
yeah,
Durant, yeah.
Yeah, that
I
makes
was
sense.
like
Thin
just
like that.
too thin, too quick for the bigger players to guard, but also too tall for the smaller players to guard. So he was such a mismatch to every team. He was like that secret weapon, and yeah.
Wouldn't
Do you
I
guys
And his
think?
blocks too.
His
Like, he
blocks.
was
Yeah.
blocking
But I
he
feel
was
like
tough.
his blocks, his defense, everything. But he was a hype man too for his teammates, and everyone was paying their respects for Troy Garnett. But one question I want to ask you guys: if they were going to retire his jersey, would they retire his jersey with the Wolves or
Both.
the Celtics?
Both.
How long was he with the Wolves?
Half of his career, because he did about
I
10
feel
and
like
10.
I
I mean,
had to be more than half.
I give him the choice, but I would pick the Timberwolves. I remember him mostly. I mean, I followed his whole career, but mostly as the Timberwolves.
but he won with the Celtics.
Yeah.
He did.
I don't know.
That's hard when
that's
you-
a tough one. Think about it really quick. I got to do the DraftKings read. Can I go ahead and do it?
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't know if you guys want to talk about Timberwolves or a Celtics jersey.
Real quick, what's your pick?
I think it's going to be the Celtics because he won the championships with them. So that's just my opinion.
Josh?
I say Celtics too.
The Timberwolves.
I say the Wolves too.
Okay, it's 2-2. We'll see. Whoever loses has to pay the other people cupcakes. At DraftKings.com, guys, you don't need to come in first place to cash in. The player who finished 800th place in week 1, they won some money, y'all. They still won $100. So you can finish completely dead last almost and still win $100. This weekend, DraftKings is hosting another huge fantasy contest with over $1 million in total prizes up for grabs. Guys, hey. Don't look at me like that. DraftKings is a destination for one-week fantasy football. And guys, with one-week fantasy football, that means no season-long commitment, so you don't mess up like me and forget to set your roster.
Yeah, can you do it on Thursdays?
What?
Can you set it on Thursdays?
What? The DraftKings?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Go to DraftKings.com and you will find out all the information you need to know about when you can set your roster. You will find out at DraftKings.com. You can renew old rivalries with friends, with family members, and co-workers. You can find out who the superior GM is. Is it you? It probably is you. So whatever your level of fantasy expertise, DraftKings has something for everyone. Guys, go to DraftKings.com right now. Use the promo code BSports for Black Hollywood.
Beautiful.
B Sports
Yes.
for beautiful, and play for free with your very first deposit. Guys, the promo code is BSports, DraftKings.com. Tell them that we sent you. If you win something, you can give us 30% of it.
Now, before you go over this next topic.
Wait a minute, Charlie.
So I have to cut you off. I'm so sorry. I normally
this story
don't.
is for you, Charlie. So
I knew he
defer.
did that.
The reason why, so I saw it and I was like,
Go ahead, Charlie, go
you
ahead.
know what, Josh, we never do 2 baseball stories. I was like, I wonder why he's doing this.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because at 45 minutes before the rundowns were due, Josh hadn't turned a story in. And I was like,
Eric,
and
why are you so angry?
I was like, I'm not angry.
so angry.
I was like, Josh, I mean, we do have a show tomorrow. He's like, yeah, I'm getting it right now. And my thing is, sports happens 24/7 all week long. You're gonna wait till 45 minutes before the rundown is due
Shame.
to
You
make up
have
a last
to get
minute
the
story.
hot story of the time.
And that story was almost 24
And
hours old.
this
at
is
that point.
hot,
But go
man.
ahead.
Okay,
Charlie,
you go
this is
go
a
ahead.
hot
You
story,
go
man.
and
The guy
announce it, and I'm gonna go squash it.
Who we've talked to, for we've talked about the last 2 weeks now. How is he gonna do? Does he deserve to be there? He walks up to the plate, left-handed pitcher, left-handed hitter. Okay. Steps up there, first pitch of his career, and hits a home run. Now you're gonna say the next 5 at bats he was 0 for 5, but that's not what we're talking about, Charlie. We're talking about
said it yourself,
the
so.
first pitch hits a home run. Charlie, are you a believer yet?
Hell no.
Now tell me what. First of all, instructional league game. Explain that for us, Charlie, for those of us who don't know.
An
what
instructional league game is a bunch of I wouldn't even call them rookies. It's a bunch of people straight out of college that are
Prospects.
that are trying to learn the game in the major league standpoint.
They're good players, good college players, decent players.
They have
If they're
potential.
getting
Like Division
opportunity,
One
they're
players, or
good.
like are they?
Division
They-
One?
Okay.
They saw something in them that they liked. They may not be an all-around good player, but they have something that they liked.
Are the Cuban and Dominican players too good for the instructional league?
Yes.
So okay, then we don't.
How do you know? Are you saying there's no Cuban Dominican players in the
Dominican. Okay, so there's one Cuban player and he's in the minors. And he's in the Boston Red Sox, but he's going to be coming up. He's hit like 30 home runs or something in the minors this year.
Good.
But anyways,
So basically, Cubans and Dominicans run baseball.
Yeah,
and they spit on an instructional league.
pretty much they skip that. But do you have anything else to say?
No, I just want to see. I just want to get your take on it, Charlie. I think it's
So-
pretty amazing that as an athlete, Tim Tebow goes and hits a 93-mile-an-hour fastball
So
I
over
was
the
like,
fence.
yeah.
So
Go
before,
Tebow.
so
That's what I'm talking about.
But yet you continue week after week. You want to neg him. You want to bring him
You do,
down,
you do,
Charlie.
Charlie.
I do.
I don't know what you have against Tim Tebow.
I don't have anything against
in
Tim
these
Tebow.
moments in sports. I mean, these pivotal moments. He's constantly stepping up there and doing amazing things that we wouldn't picture him doing.
So before I start my little rant, I do have to commend him. He has gone into the instructional leagues and hit a home run on the first at bat of his major league career. With that said, you are in an instructional league. You are in a stadium that everyone hits home runs in.
No, I don't know about that. Charlie.
So,
it's at
wait,
least got to be 300.
Compared to basketball terms, instructional leagues like the Drew League,
It's a little bit lower than that.
Okay.
How do you know?
like
Charlie?
open
Because
run, like open
so
gym.
there's
The guy is trying to make a team.
there's practice league. There's instructional league. There's single A. There's double A. Then there's triple A. Then there's a major league.
Okay. That puts it in perspective.
Yeah.
Got
So it's
it.
like
But
it's
will
basically
he
like
make
English
a-
99, like remedial math when you go to college.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Come spring training, will he be on a minor league roster?
No.
Why not?
He proved absolutely nothing. He proved that he has power. He did hit for contact. I have to defend him on that. He did not strike out once in those 6 at bats that he got. But again, he was 1 for 6. No, I'm sorry, 7 at bats. He was 1 for 6. But again, until I said it to you, until I see him at Citi Field batting against like a Yu Darvish or a Clayton Kershaw or something along those lines, you have to realize that this pitcher is straight
Just
out
as
of college.
remedial, too.
Yeah, straight out of college. Probably threw him a meaty ball and was just like, okay, I'm gonna hit the shit out of this.
You listen, this is going to be an
I mean,
unpopular opinion, and I rarely invoke religion into our sports topics, but I really do think that Tim Tebow has God on his side.
Oh, he definitely does. He's definitely proved a lot of people wrong.
He has Jesus. He has the blood of Jesus Christ on his side. I'm not saying that sacrilegiously either, because whether you believe in the Lord or Jesus or the universe or karma, whatever, Tim Tebow puts out so much positive energy about what he believes in himself that shit just keeps coming back to him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a quick
in that secret on
phenom for the secret, for the Broncos and doing the same thing again. And no, he might not be an MLB baseball player professionally long term, but this is just giving him another boost to give his career some more longevity, whatever that career is. And I really do think it's the blood of Jesus Christ.
But I mean, I don't want to take it there, but I would hope the Lord
You don't
has
believe in Jesus Christ?
more important things like black men being murdered than to worry about Tim
worry about
Tebow
both.
home run,
He can worry
because
about-
obviously he's not really worried about the black men right
okay,
now.
that's a good point.
Yeah. So, in close, I will give you this, Josh.
Okay.
If Tim Tebow makes it into, I won't even say major leagues. If he makes it into AAA ball, I will buy his jersey. I will wear it here.
I thought
We
you were
got
gonna buy
that. We
his
got
food.
that on tape.
Guys,
So
We got that
Yeah.
on tape, Charlie.
real quick, NFL lock of the week. One time we went through all the NFL games, and I was like, this is not very efficient. Give me your NFL lock of the week and your college lock of the week. First NFL lock of the week. Charlie, what's your NFL lock of the week?
it's going to be the New England Patriots against the Bills.
Who wins?
The New England Patriots with Edelman as their quarterback.
Ooh, but who's gonna win? New England.
the New England.
Okay, New England. Okay, Raina, who's your lock? NFL lock.
Can you come back to me?
Girl. Josh, who's your NFL lock?
New England Patriots.
Oh, y'all didn't even do any research. Raina, pick a team.
The Panthers.
Okay,
They're 3-0.
Damn.
Okay, mine is Cowboys. Cowboys at San Francisco. Cowboys by field goal. Who's your?
Daz is out. Oops.
Yeah, he is. I know, but Dak riding that Dak.
Dak.
Okay.
I didn't say that, but that was
Riding
McCall and
Dak
Eric.
Prescott. College football lock of the week. Mine is Stanford over Washington by 2 touchdowns.
Mine is Michigan over Wisconsin over 2 touchdowns as well.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Ohio State, I think they played Rutgers. Is that right? So that should be a definite lock.
And I think
Damn.
I hate everyone in this panel right now.
I'm gonna take.
Damn.
Wait, let me tell you who to take.
No, I got it. I'm
got it?
gonna take Tennessee over Georgia.
Oh,
Yo.
nice. Okay, I'll take that action. I'll take that.
No, you won't take that.
I'll take that.
Real light next week.
Oh, see?
See, okay.
I'll take that action.
So this will be our last week that we have Josh and Raina on the panel.
I will be next week
It was
anyway.
nice having
Right,
you.
right.
Is that even televised?
We
Is
have
that
two-
game televised on national?
SEC football is always televised.
Or
You
it's
need to
just
get it-
SEC
you-
Network?
You need to get it together. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us every Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Sports Weekly, your favorite sports squad in the world. I'm Erica Nay Davis. You can find me on Snapchat, Twitter, and Insta Story. Follow me on Insta Story this weekend. It'll be fun at Erica Renee D.
Hey guys, this is Charlie Myers. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And God help me, if Tim Tebow makes it
gonna
to
get
the
that
AAA
jersey.
team, I'm going to
You
make
get
that
that
purchase,
jersey.
but it's not going to happen.
Yes, Rocky Top, Rocky Top, Rocky Top. Yeah. I'm Joshua Johnson. You can find me on social media at JJ the Talented. Rocky Top.
And I'm Raina Ale. You can find me on social media at Raina_Ale. Shout out to the Sparks. They won last night,
Yeah,
WNBA
LA
basketball.
Sparks, yes.
They're moving on to the next game on Friday at 7 o'clock at Staples Center. If you live in LA and you're a fan of basketball, you should seriously
think
go
I'ma
to a
go.
Sparks
You going?
game.
NBA's starting soon.
That's right, NBA starts soon. And if you live in LA, you're looking for a sporting event
Oh,
this
yes,
weekend, Kings have started preseason. Hockey has started. And thank you guys. As always, follow everything Black Hollywood Live on BlackHollywoodLive.com. Follow Black Hollywood Live on Twitter at BHL Online. Follow us on Instagram at The Sports Weekly. Until next Thursday night, go Dogs, sick 'em. See ya.
Rock top.
Keven Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff. We would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live. Scipio, Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
Hollywood redefined.
Rocky Top.
Views expressed are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.